Right. That was all in my body. But if I'm already moving around and he goes for my chin, well, WT's gonna smack you. But if I'm moving around, my arms and my legs, once in a while it does that thing. I want to do it for reps, 20 times, guaranteed. I don't want it to happen every once in a while. I don't want to train my footwork. I want to train my trunk. All right, next up, without giving away the beauty, in my other video I showed going in here and clearing, and as this guy comes around with his Quan Sao, as I go for my clearing, he'll catch me right there, yeah, and we have a Quan Sao to get back. So I go for this attack, he clears me, catches me, oh, I got on the outside of that one, now I'm on this indoor Bong Sao, yep, pushes me away. So he's staying in the Chum Kiu Monad really nicely, and I'm trying to do Buchi Monad. Now, so this is a Nook Sao type drill. I'm trying to fold up, grab underneath, collect, and he's gonna just chain punch away here for the Chum Kiu Monad. I might try to get to do something like this. This is from Chum Kiu, but since I turned so much, I'm turning. That's Buchi. If I go like this and you come towards me, Isaiah, and I turn this way, that's Chum Kiu. So the thing we're doing from 6th student grade Poon Sao, right? This is a Chum Kiu turning pull. Camera couldn't see that. So as I do a turn with my arms bent, I got an elbow and an elbow. Yep. And you put this out. Right? So if I do it to Isaiah, and then yeah, he does it to me, yeah, and I put this out, and he can put this out too. That's Chum Kiu, right? Putting this out. Putting this out is Buchi. Chum Kiu, Buchi, Chum Kiu. They're the same form. Remember, it's all one form. Split in half. I kicked him off camera, sorry friends. Alright, so I've never practiced this. I'll see if it'll work. We're real close to the camera too, so it's gonna look good. Doing the Hun Saoing from WT, not the Guat Saoing. Right? Doing the Hun Sao, give you a little more pressure, Isaiah. Keep it real, toes in. And then I could just try to just do a chop, right? That kind of move. Right there, yeah. I feel like Sifu Fernandez, man. Paul does these so good. He just starts brawling on people. Bam, bam, right? He just did a video like this, right? So anything, you roll over, it rolls me over. I don't even know what he's doing. I'm not even feeling it now. I'm just rolling over no matter what comes at me. Isaiah's cooperating. There's this thing we can do, right? Now if I'm in control and feeling and reaching for hands, once in a while I get a lock, right? Once in a while I get a double trap, yeah? And then if I add the Chum Kiu turn to the lifting punch, right? The Chum Kiu turn from WT, Chum Kiu turn to lifting punch. And back on reel again, Isaiah, thank you for cooperating, right? So then I'll try to do these back fists, and every now and then I catch a moment like this, right? Right here. So it's a back fist to a back fist to so right here. If Isaiah had any forward energy, I turn him, and that sets up this, which everyone thinks is a Buchi hooking punch, but it's not. It's a Chum Kiu lifting punch off of the double. It's that move. And then we have this. Bring another one towards my face. Yeah, this move right here from Wooden Dummy, or what is this? Is it from Buchi? No, it's just this move. Let's set it up again. We're way down here, and he's coming at me, and it's just double land Sao. And in WT, the thumb is sticking out, and there's a grab. And then I turn, and I do a side kick. So let's think about that. I'm going to turn say right when we were doing this, Isaiah, the punch was coming from over there, right? So I'm gonna put a side kick at where that punch came from. Pow. Okay. Yeah. All right. So then, when we were there, and Isaiah came at me, and we go through here, there's my grab. I'm gonna move so you can see it right on top. So that Chum Kiu side kick grab, combined with the double land sows, and I'll put the other one up. There's my grab, right? And, oh, and is that in Chum Kiu somewhere? Not beautiful. To conclude, there's training sets, and it's a progressive set of training steps. And when you have a Sifu, in WT terms, a second tech, working on third tech, you have someone who has a or higher, third tech or higher, right? You have someone who has the skills, so as a pantomime, you are going to get the skills. In the same way the wooden dummy acts as a pantomime to your performance. You can't move within the confines of the dummy. So, if you're going to do WT Wing Chun, you got to follow the prescription. Do the student grade material as prescribed. If you don't have a technician around, you can never escape. It's going to be really hard for you to escape, because you're going to have to raise your own training partners. And then you can probably help them escape your bad habits, and they can escape your bad habits because you're inventing the Wing Chun if you don't have a local teacher. Like, if you're doing online training and you have some training people, a little working group, someone like me will come train with you a few times a year, right? Call me up. I'll come train. $1,000 for a Saturday. Where are you all at? So that is going to be hard to escape Chum Kiu, in 10 years or less. That's what I'm talking about, 10-year time frame. Now, WT sections, you've got section 1, which is very complicated, and then sections 2, 3, and 4 for first technician, and those are finer details of section 1. So someone who's a first tech is working on their finer details while they train with the beginners. And so there's this overlap. The beginners might get as good as section 3 at some of the stuff, right? In student grade 8. They might get that good. But they don't know they're that good, and we want them to get better, and we're going to add stuff to it. Section 3 has stuff they're not doing in section 1 that the technician trainee does with his other technician trainee people. And a higher level technician, you see the pattern? Working on sections 5, 6, and 7 with other people working for technician 2. That is even finer details on the things that happen to you if you get through the first set. On the things that happen to you, which I just explored in the video. So if you are trying to reach underneath and grab and do a backhand, when you get to the point where something like this happens, I'll make it really small, so when something like this happens, whoa, I'm all compressed and I gotta go like that. That's what happens to start a back fist. I'm all compressed up and I caught this, boom, right? But if you're trying to go like that, as I show in the video, they're just gonna smash you down like the first 10 UFCs showed us. You can't do those poses. So we have the chain punching, turns into double chain punching, the tan sows, and the bong sows, and the gon sows, and the pack sows are all practiced on purpose to create this elliptical shape, right? You got a pack sow, you got a point, the elbows fold up, high-low. So we make this structure, and it works great just as it is. Chum Kiu Kickboxer. And most of the WC people, that's all they do. God bless them, it looks great. And when they do their Chum Kiu like this, they put it way down in their pockets because they want to do this lop sow. So they think they're going to do this lop sow and then back fist you with it, right? So they're teaching this whole boom, boom kind of move. And I tell you that looks like Tai Chi to me. Right? The enemy's over there. So when a WT does it, we put it at the camera, and even if I'm over there, there's a new enemy over here, right? And his attack went across there, so my ball moves over like this. Right? Or I could actually move it over there first and turn behind it. Right? And if I'm going to do a back fist, it's going to be this way. Right? So if I was going to do a back fist, go underneath. It's in this area. So it takes a massive amount of Chi Sao training skill, to get Chi Sao down into a line of energy in this direction, this small. Yeah, so Bong Saos start becoming very small, right? Gon Saos are very small. Pak Saos. You see, it could become very small indeed up here in the Chi Sao training platform. And then it can compress to the Chum Kiu distance, right? So, boom. Turn. I'm going to leave the turn theory that makes an L out and covers all this distance. It's a whole nother video, but focusing on this line, which we move around that way. Yeah. And then Buchi, the hand comes back, and the elbow points, and the punch is focused on right down under here. So if I get rid of this arm, the punch with the pointy end on it, back to fully length. It is a progression, and in WT, it accounts for the fact that it's really just one thing being detailed out to practice in Chi Sao forms. When we fight strategy and tactics, the bam, 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 that's more like, let's see what happens from the training. Did you see my Bong Sao? It's our joke. Because you won't, because it's going to be bam, bam, bam. And you slow the video down, you might see that the punch rolled that much to deflect something way out there. And the next punch, and I stuck to a punch up high, and my next one came underneath. It's really small, right? And their face is going...